This is my only thesis for why Bitcoin gets back to 15,700 or lower. It's if this chart rolls down to this low here or goes below, Bitcoin's going a lot lower. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's your kicker. So let's just say for some crazy reason the economy gets into a bad recession. We even go test the 2020 lows down here. Okay, if that happens, I would say there's no possible way Bitcoin's not below 15,700, maybe 12, 13, maybe even 10 to 9. Now, long term, I'm a huge bull on Bitcoin, folks.
Experienced trader Gareth Soloway puts forth his argument for the potential descent of Bitcoin to $15,700 or below. He anchors this thesis on the condition that the S&P 500 index undergoes a decline to the $3,500 lower threshold. Bitcoin's value has descended to its lowest point in the past 2 months, mirroring a broader trend of global markets experiencing a sell-off. Bitcoin recovered to $26,200 late Friday from its overnight low of $25,392. The crypto is trading at its lowest level since June 16th. Bitcoin hit a 2023 high of $31,809 on July 13th, but has struggled to reclaim its $30,000 level since July 24th. The world's largest cryptocurrency has rebounded 58.3% so far this year. Aerospace technology firm SpaceX, led by renowned entrepreneur Elon Musk, has reportedly sold all of its Bitcoin holdings and written down their value by a staggering $373 million. Elon Musk's sale of his Bitcoin holdings and broader sell-offs are major contributors to the decline. Soloway recently tweeted that those bullish on both the stock market and crypto have turned silent, following his bearish stance on Bitcoin around the 31,000 mark. He had predicted a test of 28,000 for Bitcoin and new all-time highs for stocks, countering earlier criticism. A day after Soloway tweeted that Bitcoin flushed through 28,000. With so little volume, stops triggering can cause an outsized move. He mentioned that the crucial 28,000 level has been breached. There's a 24-hour window to reclaim it, otherwise, chances rise for a decline to 25,000. Bitcoin hitting 25,000 holds significant psychological weight, as it's tied to BlackRock's spot ETF news, which drove the climb from 25,000 to 31,000 due to optimism over its approval. If the 25,000 level is breached, the next target is 20,000. This level is crucial as it aligns with the point where Silicon Valley Bank encountered challenges. Soloway noted that the price range of 12 to 13,000 and 9 to 10,000 remains plausible lower targets, with each breached level drawing the next one as a magnet. Let's direct our attention towards the video. Before we proceed, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more updates.
Bitcoin, a monstrous tumble. Now the key with Bitcoin, look at this flush. I've been telling everyone to watch out for this trend line, right? So here's your 31,000 level. We know here it hit multiple times. This was the telltale sign. This reversal, you closed above, you got a reversal candle. Reversal candles, technically speaking, are bearish signals. When you have a green and then an equal size red reversing, especially where it's the only candle that really closes above that line, you have to say that's a warning sign. We then saw markets kind of go to sleep. Anytime the market goes to sleep and you have bearish signals, be very careful. And the reason I say that is because the volume starts drying up, which means once you get a break of 28,000, it's almost like a trap door opening up and you collapse through it because there's no buyers. There's no buyers here, right? We know that the volume on Bitcoin over the last couple months has gotten anemic. So once you have stops here, tons of people, tons of players putting stops here, when a stop is triggered, it sells automatically. And when there's no buyers, it creates a trap door and you fly through it to the downside. Now again, this is now a break of the 28,000 upsloping trend line. I've been telling you in these game plans for multiple weeks now that this is what we call an upsloping trend. Trend being the key word, upsloping trend line. What this now means is that the upsloping trend has been broken. All right, now you haven't made a lower low yet. That's this point. That'll be the next nail in the coffin here in the near term. Now, if it doesn't make a lower low, okay, that could be a slight positive. But that's the next point we're watching. So I want to add that into my chart right now. For those of you that are home gamers, you guys can see again right here. Look at how close we got to it too. The flush almost took us to this level. The reason why this level is so important on Bitcoin is because this is where BlackRock came out and said, hey guys, we're filing for a spot Bitcoin ETF. If we get below that, psychologically, that's going to screw with a lot of investors' minds, right? You still have a likely scenario where a Bitcoin ETF spot is going to be approved. In fact, one was just approved in Europe recently. But if we take that out, folks, that's going to break a lot of hearts in the crypto sphere. After that level, you go down here. So let's just say we do take out 25,000, which is this point right here. If we come down and we take this next level out, this is the next level of support. It's right around 20,000. The reason why this 20,000 level, it's an even number, that's inconsequential, to be honest. It's a slight, maybe a 5% importance. The real reason why this is important is this level is where Silicon Valley Bank failed. Okay, so the bank started to fail, Bitcoin ripped. We actually touched 31,000. We then faded. BlackRock and other firms like Fidelity announced spot ETFs. We ripped up again. So this is your upsloping trend line. Now that's been broken. You now are focused on 25K. Can 25K hold? If not, you're now looking at 20,000. If that doesn't hold, you're coming back here. Now, this is the kicker, guys. The reason why, again, it's my only thesis for why Bitcoin gets back to 15,700 and maybe goes to 12 to 13, which would be your next support below that, or even 10 to 9, which to me would be max pain. You'd flush out the maximum amount of bears.
There is a belief that the Bitcoin market cap could experience a substantial surge to achieve a new record high in the upcoming year, contingent upon regulatory approval for the first ever U.S. spot Bitcoin ETF. Certain predictions indicate that BlackRock might secure approval ahead of others. Amid positive trends, Soloway's prediction carries caution due to parallels between the S&P 500's rally and historical downturns in 2009 and 1999 to 2000. Market decline and vulnerable S&P futures could lead to substantial Bitcoin drop, potentially reaching levels around 15,700 or lower. The S&P 500 managed to recover from earlier losses on Friday, aiming to finish the day with gains despite a morning sell-off.
It's a lot of good news with one bad thing. And that bad thing, let's go over here, guys. Let's take a look over here. That bad thing is what you're looking at right here. This is the S&P 500. And the S&P 500, all right, has just had a monumental rally from the, basically, here's the 2020 lows. But this low right here, we were at around 3,500 on the S&P 500. We rallied to 4,600. Everyone was saying, hey, it's going to take out all-time highs right here. All right, I said no. I've seen this pattern before. If you go back to 2009, this pattern was here. If you go back to 1999, 2000, this same pattern, all right, this same pattern is here. All right, and by the way, if you look at the psychology of a market chart, which I showed earlier this week in my game plan, this is the pattern that shows up. This is euphoria. You then have the initial sell-off. And then as it rises, people get complacent. They think, oh, it's buy the dip. I'm going to buy back in. Everything's going to be okay. We'll go to new all-time highs. I heard all of that. And I'm sure you did too. Smarten up, because that type of stuff should give you an indication. So in any case, now we're starting to roll over. S&P futures are down again. All right, we're seeing it down again. Now the key is this, and going back to my Bitcoin thesis. This is my only thesis for why Bitcoin gets back to 15,700 or lower. It's if this chart rolls down to this low here or goes below, Bitcoin's going a lot lower.
Bitcoin's price has dropped to a 2-month low, aligning with a wider decline in worldwide markets. Seasoned trader Gareth Soloway has cautioned that a potential drop to $15,700 for Bitcoin might occur if the S&P 500 index dips to $3,500. There's speculation among analysts that Bitcoin might recover with the potential approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. This concludes our discussion for today. We encourage you to share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you found this content informative, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for the most up-to-date news and videos. We appreciate your input and look forward to hearing from you again soon.